Hidden off the Konkan coast lies a sea fortress that no army could ever conquer, not even the mighty Marathas. This is Janjira, a bastion of mystery, betrayal, and untold power. What secret kept it standing through centuries of war? Let us take you inside the walls of a legend time tried to forget. In the 17th century, the Maratha Empire, led by the legendary Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, rose on the west coast of India. An ambitious king, Shivaji built or captured over 350 forts in his lifetime, symbolizing Maratha strength and independence. Yet, one formidable sea fortress, Janjira, remained unconquered, a dark spot in the annals of Maratha campaigns. The unconquered Janjira Fort was located on the Konkan coast in the present-day Raigad district of Maharashtra, India. Malik Umbar is credited with the construction of the Janjira Fort. After its construction in 1567 AD, the fort was key to the city's withstanding various invasion attempts by the Marathas, Mughals, and Portuguese to capture Janjira. This fort was originally called Murud Janjira. The word Janjira is a corruption of the word Jazira, which means island in the Arabic language. Janjira is considered one of the strongest coastal forts in India. The main gate of the fort faces Rajapuri down the shore and can be seen only when one is about 40 feet, 12 meters away. It has a small postern gate towards the open sea for escape. The fort has 26 artillery towers still intact. Now in ruins, the fort in its heyday was a full-fledged living fort with all the necessary facilities, such as barracks, quarters for officers, a mosque. The freshwater tanks inside Janjira Fort are an impressive feat of ancient engineering. Despite being surrounded by the salty Arabian Sea, the fort features two main freshwater tanks, ponds, within its walls. Each of these tanks is approximately 60 feet, 18 meters, deep. These tanks collected and stored rainwater, providing a year-round potable water supply that was crucial for the fort's survival during long sieges or periods of blockade. Their significant depth, combined with watertight basaltic rock construction, minimized percolation and loss, preserving enough water for the fort's residents even in dire times. The city's constructed granaries within the fort's secure confines to store grains and food. During extended sieges, the fort could support a significant population by rationing stockpiles. Provisions were regularly brought by boat from the mainland during peacetime. Siddis leveraged their naval power for trade and maintained alliances, especially with the Mughal Empire, ensuring access to resources and protection in times of scarcity or siege. On the outer wall flanking the main gate, there is a sculpture depicting a tiger-like beast clasping elephants in its claws. The palace of the Nawabs of Janjira at Murud is still in good shape. A special attraction of this fort are three gigantic cannons named Galalbangli, Zabari, and Landakasa. During its heyday, the island fort boasted 572 cannons. There is another fortress which is located on top of the hill around 32 kilometers, 20 miles, east of Murud Janjira, named Gosabed, that was used as an outpost by the rulers of Janjira. Ibarang Goli was the party of Janjira Island and a chief of the Golis, who built this island in the 15th century for Golis to live on peacefully away from pirates. Some local fishermen of Rajapuri constructed a small wooden fort on a huge rock to protect themselves and their families from the pirates. However, the Nizam Shahi Sultan of Ahmadnagar Sultanate wanted to capture this wooden garrison purely for strategic reasons, and when his General Biram Khan captured it, Malik Umbar, his spokesperson, who was also an Abyssinian regent of Siddi origin, decided to construct a solid rock fortress in place of the original wooden structure. Malik Umbar was born in 1548 in Harar, Adal Sultanate. He was known as Chapu. Early sources claim he was from the now extinct Maya tribe. Between the 14th and 17th centuries, the Orthodox Christian Ethiopian Empire, led by the Solomonic Dynasty, and adjacent Muslim states gathered many of their slaves from non-Abrahamic communities inhabiting regions like Kambata, Daman, and Hadia, which were located to the south of their territory. Chapu was among the people who were converted to Islam, and later dispatched abroad to serve as a warrior. He was sold into slavery by his parents and ended up in Al-Mukta in Yemen, where he was sold again for 20 ducats, and was taken to the slave market in Baghdad. There he was sold a third time to the Qazi al-Qudad of Mecca, and then to Mir Qasim al-Baghdadi. Qasim converted Chapa to Islam from his traditional religion, educated him, and gave him the name Amber, after recognizing his superior intellectual qualities. He eventually took Amber to the Deccan Plateau. Amber was then purchased by Genghis Khan, a former Habshi slave himself who served as the Peshwa, or chief minister of the Sultanate of Ahmadnagar. Once his master died, Malik Ambar was freed by his master's wife. He got married, and after getting freed, Malik Ambar served the Sultan of Bijapur as an officer and gained the title Malik during this time. But Malik Ambar quit this service in 1595 after citing insufficient support before entering service in the Nizam Shahi army. Malik Ambar was the regent of the Nizam Shahi dynasty of Ahmadnagar from 1600 to 1626. During this period he increased the strength and power of Murtaza Nizam Shah II and raised a large army. He raised a cavalry which grew from 150 to 7,000 in a short period of time, and revitalized the Ahmadnagar Sultanate by appointing puppet sultans to repel Mughal attacks from the north. By 1610, his army grew to include 10,000 Habshis, Abyssinians, and 40,000 Deccanese, people from Deccan. Malik Ambar would fight and defeat Mughal Emperor Jahangir's attempts to take over the kingdom. Jahangir considered Malik Ambar his arch-nemesis, and had publicly expressed his anger towards him. The island fortress was under control of the Adil Shahi dynasty of Bijapur Sultanate until the reign of Ibrahim II, when the Janjira Fort was lost to the Siddis. In 1621, the cities of Janjira became exceptionally powerful as an autonomous state to the point that the commander of Janjira, Siddi Amber the Little, successfully defied his overlord Malik Ambar's attempt to replace him. Siddi Amber the Little is accordingly considered the first Nawab of Janjira date. Despite repeated attempts by the Portuguese, the British and the Maratha to subdue the island fortress, all of these efforts failed to displace the island's city rulers. The cities were themselves allied with the Mughal Empire. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, ever the strategist, recognized Janjira threat. Its cities, supported first by Ahmadnagar and later the Mughals, could raid the Maratha coastline with their powerful navy. Between 1661 and 1676, he launched a series of daring attacks against the Janjira fortress. In his lifetime, Chhatrapati Shivaji attempted 13 expeditions, deploying clever tactics, direct assaults, night raids, blockades, and even secret negotiations with the city's inner circle. But Janjira granite bastions and alert city garrison foiled him every time. In 1676, one example of such a failed attack was the account of the 10,000 soldiers who were sent by the Maratha Beshwa Moropan Trimbak Pingle, and who were roundly repulsed by the Janjira army. During this Maratha assault, the Marathas, led by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, attempted to scale the 12-meter-high, 39-feet, granite walls but failed in their attempts. Undeterred, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj altered his strategy. Understanding Janjira could not be taken by force, he decided to checkmate the city hold by building his own maritime fort, Badmadur, also known as Klasafur. It is located northwest of Janjira. Built beginning in 1676, Badmadur took 22 years to complete and sprawled over 22 acres, serving both as a military base and a constant threat to Janjira's influence. From Badmadur, the Marathas kept a vigilant watch and contained city expansion, though Janjira itself continued to elude capture. In 1682, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's son, Chhatrapati Shambhaji Maharaj, laid siege against the cities of Janjira. In one of his attempts, he even attempted to tunnel his way into the fort, and was very close to capturing the fort. His attempt was thwarted when a Mughal army attacked the Maratha capital city, forcing Chhatrapati Shivaji to withdraw his forces from the siege and return to the Maratha capital. In another attempt, he dispatched Dadaji Raghunath Deshpande, a Maratha general, to commence the operation. During the siege, Chhatrapati Shivaji tried different strategies, such as filling a channel of 800 yards wide and 30 feet deep with stones and rock fragments, aiming to create a causeway for the assaulting parties. In the year 1736, the cities of Murud Janjira set out in a battle on land with the forces of the Peshwa Baji Rao. On April 19, 1736, the Maratha warriors Nanaju Sururit and Chirmajiapa attacked the gathered forces in the encampments of the cities near Revaz. Chirmajiapa advised Siddhi to run from battlefield, otherwise Nanaju Sururit will have no mercy on him. but Siddi sat captured Nanajisuruit and took him to Sagaragara Fort. Nanajisuruit rescued himself and beheaded Siddi Sat along with his entire family and his army. When the confrontation ended, 1,500 Siddis, including their leader Siddi Sat, had been killed. Peace was brokered in September 1736, but the cities were confined to only Janjira, with their power greatly reduced. The aftermath and the pact, even as the Marathas expanded across India, the city fortress remained unyielding. In times of greater Maratha power, the cities, facing land losses, negotiated pacts and treaties with the Marathas. These allowed the cities to keep Janjira and a few smaller forts, provided their activities remained limited. Thus, the relationship shifted from outright hostility to an uneasy truce, and Janjira endured as a city outpost. However, Janjira remained unconquered until it became part of Indian territory after independence from the British in 1947. Tales of unconquered forts, ancient powers, and lost history fascinate you, then subscribe to Ancient Time Lore. Like, share, and drop your theories in the comments, because the past is not buried, it is waiting to be rediscovered.